The NFL, the NBA, obviously super competitive, but business is the ultimate competitive sport. That same preparation attitude is everything.
I compete in everything that I do, everything. I'm building myself for when I'm done with this game that doesn't last long.
See, that's what makes you Micah Parsons.
Yeah, like...
That's what people don't realize.
It's crazy. The reason why I introduced myself to you that one night at the Mavs game is my uncle was like, yo, you know who that is? And I was like, he must be somebody important.
Oh, you didn't even know? Oh.
I didn't even know at the time. This is the first time I ever came to a Mavs game. It was like my rookie year. And then I started looking, I was like, Mark Cuban. I was like, I gotta learn who Mark Cuban is.
I knew who you were, right?
Yeah. He's like, he's the owner of the Mavs. I was like, oh, shoot. Like, but then how you were dressing, you didn't care about anything. I was like, he's free at life. Like, you're free at life.
But what's the point of wearing a suit? You want to do business, look for the guy in the t-shirt, right? Because you're coming to me.
You know, I would just say I live by the 1%, and you kind of define the 1%ers. It's just that person that's willing to say, I'm not complacent. It's not enough. I want more. I'm gonna go get more. I'm gonna make it out.
I always try to meet people who are above the rest. Lots of people have talent. Not a lot of people know how to use it. Don't have the mindset to be able to put that all together. That's you.
Yeah, I mean, I say I'm lucky. I'm coming from an inner city kid, lucky enough to get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys and, you know, building my name and brand to where it's at right now. I think, you know, for me, I want that for thousands of other kids across America.
That's not what I was thinking, huh?
How did you get into technology? Like, what was your come up?
I grew up in Pittsburgh and wasn't into technology at all. Ended up coming down to Dallas. I got a job working at the store called Your Business Software. It was one of the very first software stores. I'm like, cool, I'll learn about computers because I knew nothing. But as it turned out, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I could sit in front of a computer and just teach myself and look up and it'd be 6 hours later. All of a sudden, I'm going out on sales calls and telling people, I'll help you with the computer side. And that was going great. I was living 6 guys in a 3-bedroom apartment, which wasn't great. It was a shithole. As I was building my little business, he wanted me to come into the store. I'm like, look, I gotta go pick up a commission check. I wanna move out of this rattle I live in. And he said, no, you gotta come into the store. And I made the executive decision that I was gonna pick up the check. I bring him a $15,000 check, he's gonna be happy. Fired my ass right there then. So now, no job, still sleeping on the floor. And I was just like, I'm a lousy employee. So I'm gonna start my own thing. And it was gonna be around technology, called it Micro Solutions. And that's when I was 24 and didn't take a vacation for the next 7 years. And all I did was learn.
For being 24, I'm 25 now. I never passed up a good weekend.
Well, it's a little bit different, right? If I took the weekend, the whole thing could fall into the shitter. And over that next 7 years, 30-some million in sales, profitable, and I sold it to H&R Block.
What was the thing that clicked for you to I'm 24, I'm finna grind this out. I don't care.
I was broke as fuck, that's what it was. Where else was I gonna go? I'd always been entrepreneurial, but that's motivating. I only had one direction to go and I wasn't going backwards.
I'm almost the same way, but mine was more seeing my mom. She was constantly grinding. I was able to visualize. I used to see her wake up at 2:30 in the morning, go deliver newspapers. I'm up at 3 a.m. bagging the papers and the thing. So
that's where you learn, right?
Yeah.
That's where you learn.
I'm like, okay, this is hard. I was in an inner city school. We had no structure. When I first got to college, I wanted to give up because I wasn't used to discipline. I called my mom and said, Mom, this is so hard. I said, I think I'm ready to come back home. She said, you cannot come home out. You said, whatever you start, you finish. And I went to Coach Frank and I said, this has been so hard. He said, at one point, you got to give in. But if it wasn't for that, though, if it wasn't for them, no, you're going to class. You're going to be here 10 minutes early. Just all those fine disciplines. It was the most demanding thing that I ever had to do. But today, I can say I fell in love with the process. I would always set these small goals all right, I want to make the wall. I want to be a freshman All-American. It was all these things and they gave me 11 knowing the history of it. LeVar, I didn't really learn about LeVar until I got to Penn State.
Yeah.
And he called me up, he's like, yo, I want you to wear 11. I was like, me? Okay, I'll wear it.
You were the chosen one. Did that put extra pressure on you though? Did you feel it?
I don't feel pressure. I don't feel, I'm one of them people
Come on. Come on.
No, for real. Like, I don't
like
feel
in the
pressure.
NBA, they all say step up to the free throw like, I don't feel pressure. And then doink, doink.
Nah,
right?
free throws is way different. Pressure is something when you feel if you're lacking preparation. Like I never felt like I was unprepared for my moment.
That's the way I am in business, man. I can walk into any situation, and I'm prepared.
I'm finna come out and practice. I'm gonna do everything that y'all physically and mentally need to see from me to show you how to do this shit right.
Business is the same way, right? If you're not focused, that same preparation attitude is everything. The NFL, the NBA, obviously super competitive, but business is the ultimate competitive sport. It is the ultimate sport because, like, you have a season, then you get let your body recover. You don't get to make trades in business. Oh, going fancy on me, huh? You don't get days off. There's always somebody trying to come up with a way to kick your ass and take your business. Check. I'm talking about business. This whole thing is about entrepreneurship. What are you doing?
I'm building myself for when I'm done with this game that doesn't last long. Bleacher Report came, I was like, man, I want to start my own podcast. It was like, well, a lot of guys say they want to start something, but they aren't fully committed. And I was like, well, you're right. So they gave me like a
It's a lot of work.
Bro, when I tell you, it was one of the hardest years of my life. And it wasn't so much, it was taking so much time. I wasn't aware that like how much your opinion carries so much weight. I'm like, I don't know if I can handle this.
It's
so
tough.
That year I make Pro Bowl, I meet Duval, he's out of Atlanta. I was like, man, I'm thinking about stopping it. Like, he was like, don't you stop it. He's like, I know who you are because of your podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
He's like, you live in that helmet on, but you're reaching such a bigger crowd of people.
And that's hard for NFL players. Maybe 4 guys on any NFL team get recognized.
I'm the most recognizable person in Dallas now, like, because people see my face all over the internet now. I did another year. He was like, well, we want to make you the president now. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh shit, like,
okay.
El Presidente? Cool, like no problem. Off that, you know, they're like, oh, we should do a production company. They pay your production company, now you get more money. I started doing a series of Lions Den camps, like built off me. The Lion, like I do a bunch of kids camps, go all around Texas. And eventually, like, I'll pass it on. But the point is, like, you're building it and I'm owning it and like my face is all over. So I go to all these places. I'm building my brand, everything, and I'm not waiting. And I'm like, and mind you, it's a lot even for myself. When I tell my parents, like, maybe I should slow down. But then I get this second gear, I was like,
there's 2 types of entrepreneurs. There's the income statement entrepreneurs and the balance sheet entrepreneurs. The income statement entrepreneurs are like me, someone who has to start from the beginning, right? And whatever you build from scratch. You've got a brand, right? You're the balance sheet entrepreneur where you do the work, right? But you're building your brand, and in exchange for your brand, you're getting equity. You're getting shares of different companies. That's what Shaq did. That's brilliant, right? Like, I'll give you some money here. I'll get some equity there, some equity there. And all those things, he shows up, he smiles, gives some advice, and the balance sheet, the value of his equity grows and grows and grows. And for you, I mean, on top of the world, that's exactly the way to do it. You're gonna have every door open to you all the time, and your biggest challenge is just making sure you make the right choices.
That was one thing Shaq told me. He's like, bro, I only go into things and put my name on things that I love. And I was like, all right, well, I love kids. I love giving back. You know, I love podcasting because I love giving my opinion. I hate that we allow the media to get all the control.
And that's the difference, right? You were talking about your mom or my dad. They did because they had to, right? And doing it because you had to is a whole lot different than doing it because you love it.
At this point, now it's just like, how can I expand it? And that's where my family, like, they say, oh, you get great. I say, no. I'm trying to find ways to take it to another level.
This is a moment in time.
And they're like, you're never present. You're never home. I was like, you just don't understand me.
I used to hear that shit all the time.
I tell people my greatest flaw right now is I don't have balance.
No, there is no balance. People are like, I need work-life balance. If you want to work 9 to 5, you can have work-life balance. If you want to crush the game, whatever game you're in, there's somebody working 24 hours a day to kick your ass. I'm 25, it don't matter.
That's what I say. I'm still young, I'm in my 20s. Yeah. It's just so crazy to hear you say it. Like, I be saying it and people like, nah, like, you just gotta find a way to balance it. Like, give more time here. I don't think I can handle just keep sacrificing to make other people happy. Like, I'm in this phase where I just wanna go.
Yeah.
I just wanna be nonstop.
Yeah, that's not a sacrifice. That's doing you. Not doing it would be a sacrifice. There will be a day where it's not your choice anymore. Every Hall of Famer, you know, they're not in the Hall of Fame because they're still playing. You've got to make the most of these moments because it's all right there.
What's next for you?
I like to disrupt industries and change things. You ask anybody about the healthcare industry, and they're gonna tell you it's a mess, right? I got a cold email from a doctor, and he wanted to create this certain kind of pharmacy in Denver, and we started talking. I'm like, why is everything such a mess? Why is it so hard for people to be able to afford all their prescriptions? And as we started to dig in, it was obvious it was because there's no transparency. Like when you go to the doctor and they say, you need this prescription, Micah, it's not like, can you afford it? I was like, that's terrifying for people. What can I do to change this? We created this company, costplusdrugs.com, and it's completely transparent. I have people walk up to me on the street, hugging me. Like, I got an email where somebody said I got cancer. I thought I was gonna have to pay $900 a month for this medication. And we don't have a lot of money, and I don't want to put my wife into debt. Went to costplusdrugs.com, and it was $73. And now all of a sudden, like, we can afford to live. So that's what I've been working on there. Warren Buffett just retired, 95 years old. Somebody said, well, any comment on Warren Buffett retiring? I'm like, he's only 95. I want to see what he's going to do next, you know? Yeah. And that's kind of the way I look at things. Like, I've accomplished a lot in my life. I want to change healthcare, but that's not like the end all be all. It's like, that's just what's now, and there's always going to be a what's next. Promise you, there's always going to be a what's next.
That might be that ball game.
That's ball game.
For sure.
I know.
My biggest moment for me will be the biggest impact I can make.
Amen.
I think that's like my why. God put you in this position. It's not for you to say, oh, well, I'm here now. This is all for me. No, it's like, we're gonna share it. Like, and I think it's a chain reaction. I was blessed because mentors, their wisdom, the words, that grind they gave me, I give it to other people when I meet them, you know what I mean? And then you realize you'll end up lucky like myself, blessed enough to be with someone like Mark Cuban. And I promise you now, I'm not wearing suits for no one no more. The suit guy, I'm telling you, I don't want no more pregame suits. I'm coming in my Adidas sweatsuits and headphones like, y'all ready for this shit?